Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 210 of the Planet Destiny podcast. We're in a post-cross-save world, baby. Like, we've done it. We've made it to what's probably going to be considered to be one of the biggest weeks in Destiny's history, and we haven't even had a DLC come out yet. Going to be spending a lot of time this episode talking, of course, about cross-save. That went live. PC migration went live. We've got a lot of stuff to cover, and I get the feeling we're going to spend a lot of time talking about our experiences playing this game on more than one platform. And thank goodness Dan is here, because he's like the king of playing this game on more than one platform.
I tried,
for
man.
real.
I try.
Sometimes
I've tried
almost
so
too
much.
Yeah. See, almost to the point of detriment, where it's a bit questionable that you've been keeping up characters across multiple platforms.
Oh, and at a certain point, it was just like, I can't do this anymore for my sanity.
He walked into his room one day. There were a bunch of chairs set up, all of his closest friends around.
Mm-hmm.
Dan, you can't keep doing this.
Right.
It's an intervention. You have to stop playing Destiny on Xbox and PlayStation 4 and PC. Pick one.
I can stop anytime I want. I can stop anytime I want, guys.
I don't have
Anytime.
a problem. I can stop.
You got the problem. You got the problem, Jack.
Let me go level up this other hunter.
Hold
Guys,
on, I deleted that hunter 2 months ago. Let me start another one.
I just made another Smurf. But you don't have to do that anymore.
No.
Nobody has to do that anymore. Like, we have cross-save available now. It went live this week. You have the opportunity now to go on, make one of your gaming accounts, whether it's Battle.net on PC, whether it's a PS4 account, whether it's an Xbox Live account. You can take the characters that you've played on that platform, make them your primary, and have them available everywhere. So if you have been playing on Xbox, you can take that Xbox player and now go play on PS4. You can take that PS4 character, now go play on PC. And it is such a fantastic change.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what Destiny's needed for a while. It's something, even us here on the podcast, we have been talking about this and basically begging for this to be a thing forever. And was really happy when Bungie, they had their Vidoc and their live stream about Shadowkeep and some of the interviews that they gave when they said this is something they wanted to do when Destiny 2 first came out and couldn't for
Capital R reasons.
Capital R reasons and whatnot. Man, I wish they would be a bit more forthcoming with what those capital R reasons are, because I can't even understand why we'll say any major AAA company that may have been producing Destiny at the time. I couldn't even understand why they wouldn't want that.
So Deej at Gamescom this past week was kind of like saying that maybe, Activision wasn't the main culprit there.
Ooh.
Like, yeah, he was actually like, they weren't the big oppressive overlord that you thought. Which points me in the direction of like, well, Sony. Who else?
Sony.
You get in a lot of arguments with a lot of people recently.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
More than 20.
Yeah, more than 20. Sometimes it's somebody who's dressed up in spandex. The other time it's a video game.
Hey man, when you're the big dog, I guess you feel like you can pick a fight with everyone. But yeah,
reasons.
Yeah. Capital R reasons might have actually been capital S reasons.
Yeah.
But that actually doesn't really surprise me, because some of the stuff we've learned about the Activision and Bungie relationship showed that for the most part, Activision was surprisingly cool with a lot of the things that Bungie did, even so much as being able to change their initial contract after year one of Destiny 1, where they basically let them kind of get out of making that old content release schedule into taking it from being basically 3 content releases a year down to just 1. As long as,
right.
they kept getting sales, and they did. So I think it would probably surprise people. I think this is even covered in like some of Jason Schreier's work covering the history of Destiny and whatnot. Activision may not have been the big bad in every facet of Destiny 2. Certainly in some cases, but, but not everywhere. And one of those two of those things are, of course, console-based exclusivity, which cross-save doesn't matter anymore. And now possibly even cross-save actually might have been Sony keeping that from being a reality rather than Activision. And get it in gear, Sony.
Yeah.
Also get cucked because cross-save.
They can't even cross-save Spider-Man. That's all I'm saying.
Ooh, I did just see a news story that apparently Sony is looking at like taking some of their exclusives and putting them on PC.
Okay.
I'll play Bloodborne on PC.
Wait,
that sounds fun.
Seriously?
I saw somebody post a news story about that earlier. I don't know if I was being debated or not. It might be an out-of-season April Fool's joke, but I hope not. Because I want to play Spider-Man. I want to.
Look, man, don't you tease me with 60 FPS Bloodborne because I will throw some fists at whoever's lying to me right now.
That's your game, dog. I know.
Yeah, I was listening to I listened to a lot of Giant Beastcast and Giant Bombcast, and they were talking about how like Death Stranding isn't a PS exclusive technically anymore.
Nope.
Meaning that they could go into the PC market with it, which is kind of interesting. But anyways, we're not here to talk about that. We're not here to talk about Death Stranding.
This isn't a movie reviewing podcast. This is a Destiny 2 podcast. And rest in peace, Nim. That game is going to be a movie, and you know it.
It is.
You know
it. I lost interest in that game after waiting for like the third year to see what it was. And I still don't know. All I know is that Norman Reedus can pee.
He can pee, and apparently you can breastfeed ghost babies.
Sounds about right.
That sounds
about right.
No, I'm moving on.
All right, guys, refocus.
Well, you see, we're kind of all over the place, just like you can be with your Destiny 2 character now.
Yeah,
that's how you bring it back in. But yeah, cross save, the most exciting bit of news we've had in a long time. Everybody here has had a chance to do it. We've all linked up all our accounts. We fought through that Steam page 404 and finally got our accounts. Although you two didn't even have that issue, did you?
I did.
Did you? Okay. Yeah. Nim didn't, because for whatever reason, like if you linked your Steam account with the PC migration a day or two or a day before this, sometimes your Steam account was already verified. That wasn't the case for everybody. I linked my.
I'll tell you why.
Please do, because I was mad.
Nim knows people. He's always known people. They wanted to get him in early. I'm just saying.
I can neither confirm nor deny that, so I'm just gonna go ahead and plead the fifth.
Nepotism.
No, I heard that it was going live, and I was like, oh, all right, let me get my shot at it. When in it was literally just 1, 2, 3, boom, cross save active. I was like, oh, sick,
easy money.
Immediately logged into my PS4, and yeah, all my characters were there. It was heartbreaking. Don't get me wrong. It is awesome because I can play with pals that I haven't played with in so long.
Right.
Yeah. But this is something that TBL, you and I, we were discussing before the podcast, is that those characters, my legacy characters, are just kind of in the void now, holding all my my legacy emblems. So, price to pay, gents.
It doesn't, you don't have to pay a toll if you were always there.
Oof.
All right, I'm out. Y'all have a good podcast.
Why do you do this to me, man? That's, we've talked about it on this show. That is my one regret for cross save going live now, rather than when Destiny 2 initially came out, is that I've been playing on PC since the game came out on PC. And I think the last thing I did was clear up Curse of Osiris and the prophecy weapons on my PS4 account. Oh. And then I was out. I was gone, straight off the PC with everything. And I've been playing on PC nonstop. And my greatest regret is that I'm going to be missing out almost. I don't think they've said anything about maybe making this like a universal thing, but I'm going to be missing out on my veteran rewards that I had on PS4 for transferring from D1. And that bums me out. I miss those emblems. I think we got like a shader or something with it. I'm going to miss that on my PC account.
We had a transmat that made it look like the Exo Strangers transmat.
Right. And I
I'm
don't
sad.
see, and I don't understand. Maybe this is something they'll address later on. You link all of these sub accounts, your PS4 account, your Xbox Live account, your Battle.net account, your Steam account, all to an overhanging Bungie account. I don't know why these rewards aren't tied to the Bungie account instead,
Yeah.
which would just make them active for everything. Maybe that's something they'll look at doing.
Console account.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, again, don't get me wrong. The cross save has been fantastic. I went back and I played with a couple of pals that you know, after I migrated over to PC during Curse of Osiris, because I joined into the PC fam like around that time.
Mhm.
Yeah, my PS4 account was just like left behind, and I kind of just split ways with the people that I used to play with there. But with cross save now, I've been able to go in and just not feel like a burden anymore.
Yeah.
You know, hey Dan, now when you send me to invade in Gambit, I ain't gonna be, you know, dragging the team anymore. So
yeah.
Rocking a blue auto rifle.
Yeah. I'm happy for you, Nim. I'm happy.
Yeah, me too.
And that's the beauty of it. So we've all had a chance to kind of engage in this, except me. I forgot about the wonderful world of PS4 downloads copying forever.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't updated D2 on my PS4 basically since last year.
Mhm.
Oh, God.
So I had a good
God.
50, 60 gigs to download, copy, and then install. So that didn't happen. But you two, you guys got a chance to jump between different platforms.
Yeah.
How was that experience? What was it like?
Interesting.
Go with Dan, because Dan migrated from
Yeah.
PS4 land to the PC land.
Over to PC, yeah.
So basically, it was super interesting for me that day, because like I got the 404. It was basically an hour after it started by the time I got home.
Yeah.
And I had to wait like probably like 30 minutes longer before I was able to actually cross save everything and get Steam to start working or progress to the something weird happened window, which was kind of cool.
Yep.
And then that night I hopped in like on PC just to kind of see what the lay of the land was.
Right.
It was pretty fun. It was pretty awesome. Jumped in with some clan buddies earlier in the day. And then on Saturday, Nim and I helped somebody with their first ever raids on PC, and I don't know. It's just it's a bold new world that we live in, and I'm very excited to take all my stuff everywhere. I do have like an issue, and I don't know if it's connected, but like I think it possibly is, and it kind of confounds me a little. Is that so? I expanded my view on, I increased the screen bounds on my PC,
Mm-hmm.
and when I went back to PS4, my screen bounds were beyond the edge.
Oh no.
Which was weird, because I was like,
Yeah.
why is that? That shouldn't be connected. Why is that connected? And so I haven't gone back on PS4 to see if they're recorrected after yesterday, because I readjusted them back down. But I don't know. Super weird.
Is it an in-game setting?
Yeah.
Because if it's an in-game setting, then I can see why it
Yeah.
crosses over, rather than it being a setting within the actual like PlayStation.
So yeah, but what you're saying is you changed your FOV, right?
No.
That's your
FOV,
FOV just
fine. I changed the screen bounds on PC to match the screen bounds of my my monitor. And when I switched over, I think Thursday, I had a day where I played a little bit of No Man's Sky on stream, and it ended up doing PvP, like private matches at the end, and it was beyond the corners of my screen without me setting that up. It was weird. Maybe it could be anomalous. It could have nothing to do with it. I just I saw the correlation and was like, huh, that's interesting. So
maybe those settings changes are tied not just to the game, but like to your actual account. Could you change your FOV on PC and then go back to console?
No, I don't think so.
No.
No.
That does not.
I am on the console right now, and it's not the case.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was really fun, and I got to take all my shit from PS4 over to PC, And there was only one little hiccup with like a piece of gear that I had on yesterday where it was a PS4 exclusive armor piece, like chest piece that I rock for my hunter. I just had to change that piece out, but it, easy peasy.
Does it gray it out?
It doesn't. It does gray it out on your character profile, but it also changes the look of it.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah, to be like it's not a set that I've seen before. I could be completely wrong, but it wasn't a set that I had seen on a hunter previously.
Does it take away your power?
It does. It lowers your power when that happens.
Oh wow,
Really?
so wild.
I was like, why am I 672 right now? Yeah.
Yo,
So-
you just figured out how people can continue doing the Forge AFK. Just put on a bunch of PS4 exclusive stuff, swap platforms. There you go. But it's good that you kind of experimented with that, because as we were talking about beforehand, before we went live, a good thing to do right now that we have access across, with one character across all these platforms, if you're on PC and you own like Forsaken and all that kind of stuff on PS4, go to Xur and buy your Faded Ingram, because easy wave splitter if you've gotten all the other exotics, and you won't be able to use it on PC, but you'll have it in your inventory when Shadowkeep goes live. Thanks, big thanks to Nim for appraising me of that idea, and we'll be getting on that as soon as we're done with this.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many different benefits to having cross-save go live here. It took me a little while to get through the connections with the Steam thing. I think the people who probably got on that within like the first 20, 30 minutes were probably the ones who didn't really have too much of an issue connecting everything through. But everybody else after that for the next hour or two was out of luck. But once I got things hooked up, it's great to be able to have that account available with all your gear, all your stuff, all across the board. So you're not having to worry about catching up on every single platform you play on.
Right.
And I've seen a lot of huge benefit. It's great to be able to go back to PS4 and play with all of the people that I used to play D1 and even D2 with on that platform. And this has done great work for people who do a lot of Raid Sherpa runs. That has been that I've seen so many people back to streaming Destiny 2 because they can take these characters wherever they need to go and offer raid assistance everywhere. Shoot. Right now, I think Red Queen, was still doing raid carries across all platforms.
Yeah.
And I love seeing that. There's so much of a benefit there. It's great.
It connects the community more so than I thought possible before it. You know what I mean? Like, at first I was like, well, this is going to make clans interesting. And it still is interesting because I don't know if you know this, but right now your other characters are still in the clan that they were previously in, unless you remove them. So, as well as whatever clan you were in for cross save. So, you're taking up 3 spots still, but you're one character. It's super interesting. And I thought maybe that it would add to a little bit more divisiveness within clans, and maybe that's the case, because I see more people like kind of spread out everywhere now. But now you're able to jump so fluidly that it doesn't even matter if you're like, oh, you're on Xbox right now. Let me just change over and
just hop over.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like it takes 5 minutes to upload everything. It's fucking amazing. It's great.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Fantastic change. And it's really one half of a couple of big major changes that are going to, in my opinion, really revolutionize the game. And this is the first step. Having a unified account across all platforms is step number 1. Step number 2 is the game going free to play.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've already got a massive influx of players right now because from people who are coming back to play the game saying, oh, well, I haven't played Destiny 2 since like Warmind, but now that I can take my one account and play wherever I want, I'll pick up the game on PC and whatnot. But with the game becoming free to play alongside Destiny 2 New Light, I think Destiny is pretty much set for its biggest content release ever.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The game is already in such a fantastic state right now. Even if people don't pick up Shadowkeep, which I think a lot of people, especially over on Steam, are going to do. They're going to, pick up the game. They're going to have all that year 1 content for free, get that instant boost to 750 power. I think a lot of people are going to jump in, see that Destiny 2 is actually a fantastic game overall, and being able to take that and play wherever you want. It's kind of this 1-2 punch that's really going to revolutionize the way the game is looked at right now.
Hey, I see what you did there.
That's right.
I may interject, I may or may not have been running a strike on PS4 right now, and I got Wave Splitter. Carry on.
Oh my god. So another thing that's pretty cool to note right now, if you do not have it on PC, I highly maybe just to future proof a little bit, Blizzard is running a sale on Destiny 2, like the complete thing. So all of year one, Forsaken, the entire annual pass for $40. So if you don't have it yet, maybe future proof a little bit if you're planning on doing like last wish runs and you don't have it on PC. So just a word of advice there.
Yeah, granted, like I said, Destiny 2 and the entire base game and all the year one content. So base Destiny 2, Curse of Osiris, Warmind are of course going free with Destiny 2 New Light when Shadowkeep comes out on October 1st. But Forsaken and the annual pass for Forsaken are remaining paid content. The only paid content of the game is going to be Forsaken, annual pass, Shadowkeep, and then I guess whatever Shadowkeep's annual pass is going to be. So make sure if you don't own that stuff already across the platforms that you're going to be playing on, might want to go ahead and pick that up. Shoot, Forsaken's been on sale a couple times across all the platforms.
Yeah, and, I guess it's also on sale on PlayStation as well. So
yeah,
it's a good time to pick it up. It's a good time to pick it up.
To do it. So yeah, great stuff. I see people in chat. Last stab money grab by Blizzard before Destiny leaves Blizzard and Battle.net. Yeah. Hey, Activision's gonna get their money one way or another. Shoot, I think some of that money, all those purchases, since that was still built under Activision, I think those purchases still, a portion of that still goes to Activision. So they're gonna get their money anyway.
Yeah.
But anyways, we've got more to say about cross save. It's pretty simple. You can take your character, play wherever you want. It's fantastic. We've been waiting for it to happen for a long time, and it feels good. It feels good to be able to jump across all those platforms and play with a lot of people that I haven't played with basically since Curse of Osiris. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Never might need to jump on there, run some strikes with you.
Yeah.
Nice, crispy 30 FPS.
It ain't bad.
Oh boy.
Dan, stop.
Okay. You guys, whatever.
Just stop. It takes some time to get used to going back from like PC to PS4. The 30 FPS, no big deal. I can get used to that in like maybe 20 minutes because it's kind of jarring going from like almost unlimited to 30 to like not even cap to 30 because it falls a lot. My biggest thing that I have issues with getting used to again is the FOV.
Yep.
Because for me, it feels like I'm in a constant state of like ADSing. And I know that's such a PC master race elitist thing to say, but it's pretty jarring going back to a ridiculously smaller FOV.
You know what? I think more people than ever probably understand what you mean by that now, Nim, because I'm always paying attention to the different communities here in Destiny 2, whether it's Reddit, Twitter, and all that kind of stuff. And I have seen no end of people saying, "Yeah, so I jumped over to PC for the first time since I could bring my PS4 or my Xbox character over there." You guys are right. PC's awesome.
It's like the frames.
I get it. Like, whoa, it's an entirely different game at 60 frames and beyond, and with like what's the max FOV? 105?
105, yeah.
It's like your eyes are finally opened. You can see what this world really is supposed to look like. So
the shackles have come on. You've been set off. You've been set free.
That's right. The scales are falling from your eyes, and it's like, oh, the wasted years. The wasted years playing PS4. But
not even wasted because they get to keep their friggin' emblems.
Oof. Oof. Stop stabbing me with that, man. I'm mad about it. I'll never not be mad about that. But yeah, it makes me so happy to see the PC population is finally starting to grow, and it's going to explode when the game goes out on Steam. Yeah. Free to play on Steam. Good Lord. It's going to be a field day for the first couple of days in Crucible, Nim. If you're looking to pad your KD, bump up your ELO, day one of Steam is going to be incredible. But it does legitimately make me happy to see that people are able to jump over to PC for the first time, even if they're just testing things out with the base game and be like, wow, So this is how Destiny can play, and hopefully how it's going to play in games moving forward on console, like PS4 or PS5, whenever D3 or whatever Bungie's working on comes out. I really do hope that they maybe take a step back from the focusing on visual effects and just let the game play as well as it should on PC.
I mean, at that point, honestly, like if they're not creating these consoles to be able to handle these things, like, come on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I don't think the devs should have to worry about, like if there's too many ads or too many particle effects going on, slow down the game. But
too many explosions.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's a priority moving forward, because Destiny is a gorgeous game. It is. The number of effects going on, the world spaces, the skybox. Shoot, where was I? I might have been in the Dreaming City, and I just kind of stopped to look at the skybox, and I was like, wow, they put a lot of work into something that most people probably aren't even going to go looking at. And I appreciate that. But the performance, man, like it's hard to argue with it once you've experienced it. And I promise you guys, if you haven't had a chance yet, even if you think your PC might not be able to handle it, if you took advantage of Destiny 2 going free to play, like last year around the time Forsaken went out when they were giving it away on Battle.net for free, if you have access to it, jump on, play like a strike, and watch how well this game can actually move. Because it's something else. It really is something else. Destiny is a gorgeous game, and it runs so smoothly, and I kind of wish all the other platforms could experience that, especially now that you don't have to sacrifice your favorite character to do it.
Yeah.
Good stuff. But all right, beyond that, we've talked enough about cross-save. Why don't we go into some of the stuff we learned this week? Because we actually got some pretty interesting information. We had a couple of trailers go live. We had the cinematic trailer for Shadowkeep. We had the Inside Xbox live stream at Gamescom. We learned a lot about artifacts in that, right?
Yeah. We've even seen a familiar trailer pop up, and yeah.
Right, the Season of the Undying trailer looked a little bit familiar, Nim.
Yeah, I think we saw this 2 years ago. Maybe.
Did we though? Did we?
Yeah, we sure did. We sure damn diddly did.
Sure damn diddly. Yeah, a little familiar with the Season of the Undying trailer there. For those who don't know what we're referring to, it was a Vex cinematic trailer we got that we actually got to see about 2 years ago. Like Nim said, this was leaked 2 years ago from an inside source that said it was going to be a part of an upcoming Vex expansion. It looks like that Vex expansion got reworked into Shadowkeep, which is fine by me. I'm okay with it. We have the Heart of the Black Garden, the raid, and all that kind of stuff going on. I'll take it. I like when they take some of these concepts and actually use them in the game. Maybe this is what became of the Pyramidion on, what was it, Mars in Destiny 1?
Wait, what?
I'm pretty sure the Pyramidion shows up on like one of the Mars maps in Crucible in D1. It might have even been that one map with like the jump gates. Somebody in chat will talk about what we're talking about here, because I swear there's a Pyramidion somewhere in Destiny 1, and it was the source of all kinds of speculation back in the day, and I have a feeling it had something to do with this cinematic here. And hey, we're finally getting it.
Interesting. I had no idea.
I swear it was some Mars map in D1 that had like the Pyramidion somewhere in the background, or some kind of Pyramidion shaped thing.
Wild.
Additionally, of course, we got the cinematic trailer for Shadowkeep. Showed a lot more of those shadowy figures, kind of focused on whatever those things are. We got to see some of the nightmares. We know there's going to be new nightmare game mode. We got to see that in the Inside Xbox live stream. Basically, hunting down nightmares is almost going to be kind of like an adventure.
Right. So I wonder if this is going to be akin to the Barons of Forsaken.
Yeah, that's the feeling I get. Where they revolutionize the way adventures work, and heroic adventures work with the scorned barons, hunting each one of them down one by one. And we got to see one where we're going to be taking down Zydran, the Gate Lord, which was an enemy we faced back in the original vanilla story for Destiny 1, the Eye of the Gate Lord. So he's going to be back as a nightmare. We've got, of course, Crota coming back as a nightmare. The Undying Mind popped up in some of this stuff. Did you see that, Nim?
I remember seeing in one of the trailers, somebody was using the new trace rifle on a Hydra, or was that what I saw? Or was it
something like that?
I don't remember seeing the actual Undying Mind, but I mean, there's been so much information to process through Gamescom.
Well, for those who don't know, the Undying Mind was a Vex boss in the Black Garden Strike. He was the one where you're basically running the Black Garden in reverse. And as I recall, that name was dropped alongside the Season of the Undying. So whatever's going on in the Black Garden, we know that's where the new raid is taking place, might have something to do with that old enemy, maybe dicking around where he shouldn't be, or should be.
So we do know from and I watched very briefly before the show. I was watching the Fire Team chat with Deej and Scott Taylor, and they were talking about Season of the Undying. So one of the interesting things is that Season of the Undying goes live after the raid. So it goes live on October 5th instead of October 1st, which is when Shadowkeep drops. And they gave us a bit of information there that it basically falls in tandem with the storyline of Shadowkeep. So once you finish the campaign for Shadowkeep, that's what's going to kick off these Vex invasions and Season of the Undying. Yeah.
So it's almost kind of going to be like a Dreaming City curse scenario sort of thing.
Yes. And I'm really hoping, and it's probably a far-fetched dream, but I'm really hoping that we get like the Black Garden as a Dreaming City endgame patrol space as well. Because that would be insanely cool.
That would be dope. Yeah, so after like the raid is completed and Season of the Undying begins, whatever the Undying Mind is doing kicks into effect, and suddenly the Black Garden becomes the new in-game hub.
That'd be cool.
Like that would be awesome. I don't know if, again, it's probably just a pipe dream because we've only ever heard of the moon being treated as the location, and there's going to be sort of end game activities there. But it'd be
an awesome surprise. Yeah, that'd be a fantastic surprise. I was unaware. I hadn't watched the Deej interview yet, so I was unaware that the Season of the Undying was going to be starting afterwards.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's really cool. And I mean, Luke kind of alluded to this in one of his director's cuts. He said that going forward with these seasons is that they're going to be kind of like connected. Like, something happens in season 8, which will lead to season 9, and so on and so forth. So they're a little bit more connected than what Black Armory and Season of the Drifter and Season of Opulence were. They just kind of almost felt like their own standalone kind of thing.
Right.
So yeah, I'm really stoked to see what they have in store.
Absolutely. And just kind of dialing it back to the moon and Shadowkeep itself, we got to see, what some of those nightmares are going to look like. We got to see what those missions are going to look like. We got to see the new difficulty mode for those missions.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Including a new legend difficulty, which is kind of harkening back to some Halo days there. I like it.
That's also the new setup for Nightfalls, by the way.
Yep. Yeah. So we've got 3 difficulty levels now, and I can't remember what the other 2 are. All I remember is Legend, because that one has like 4 or 5 modifiers active, and I was spooked.
Yeah, I think it's like normal, heroic, and legend, if I'm not mistaken.
And with each difficulty increase, you have more modifiers being active, to the point where, like I said before, the legend difficulty for the nightmare hunt there was like 950. Was it 950?
Yeah.
Light requirement, and 4 or 5 modifiers active.
Yeah, dude. That looks gnarly.
It's probably gonna hurt a little bit there. Probably gonna hurt. Although for the weekly challenges for those, I think if I remember the tooltip right, it just said you just needed to complete 3 nightmares. So it looks like the weekly challenge isn't going to be tied to doing legend, thankfully, because good lord.
Yeah.
With what they said last week about us being able to damage enemies that are going to be up to 100 light levels above us, I really get the feeling that's going to be something that happens in like harder difficulties. They're just going to start throwing power level 1000 enemies in our
Oh,
face.
I believe it.
Get smacked.
With all those modifiers. Ouch.
That's almost what heroic menagerie would feel like right now.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And oh boy. Oh, speaking of menagerie, we might be getting a change to that soon.
Yeah.
But only if we can handle a very specific challenge that's going to be going live next month, right?
Yeah.
I think it's something we learned about in the TWAB, not to jump around too much. But yeah, we've got a community challenge going live in September that's going to require that we beat a bunch of things.
Yeah,
I think
a lot.
Yeah, I think you pulled up the list here. Thank you for that. 175,000 Wave 7 escalation protocol bosses. So if you haven't been to Mars in a while, might want to brush up on escalation protocol. 300 million hive on Mars. Okay. And then a bunch of Mars nightfalls, including defeating Nokris 150,000 times and defeating Zal 100,000 times. And then finally, what's going to be the hardest of them all, opening 300 override frequencies, or 300,000.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I missed the
I'm sorry,
1,000.
what?
300,000 override frequencies.
Jesus.
Ooh. Well, going to be spending a lot of time on Mars starting on September 3rd, boys.
I believe in you, bud.
Yeah. There's some talk from Bo Solaris from our Twitch team about getting like a PD team together to roll through and help people get all that together. So I don't know. Should be pretty fun, at least to watch. So
yeah, I mean, sheesh. Granted, there's a lot of people who play Destiny now. So if everybody were to do one Nokris Nightfall, one Zol Nightfall, and at least one Wave 7 completion, we'd probably have this done pretty quickly. But the override frequencies, I can't imagine too many people willingly going to participate in getting 300,000 of those done.
Yeah.
Yikes.
That's wild.
But there are going to be some rewards tied to that. We've got a brand new unique emblem that's only going to be available to people who I think did one Nightfall, starting between the weeks of September 3rd and ending on the 10th.
Yeah.
And additionally, if we manage to get this challenge done, the Menagerie is going to be seeing a change. If we can complete this community challenge in September, again, starting September 3rd and ending on the 10th, we're going to get some extra rewards for completing Menagerie runs, which good work. We asked for it. Now we got to work to get it. I mean, Bungie said a patch or two ago that they were looking at seeing what they could do to bump up, the rewards in the Menagerie based on player feedback. And by God, are they making us work for it? Sheesh.
So they talk about it as an additional reward that will be rewarded each Friday for the remainder of the season. Do you think that that's like an extra chest, or do you feel like that's an extra piece of armor or weapon?
Didn't they? I thought they specifically mentioned that it was going to be an extra whatever you
roll,
slot it in.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll get that.
They say starting when goals are met, players will get guaranteed 2 rewards when slotting their runes and opening the chest. Oh, okay. I got you now. I got you. So you get like the same thing over and over again. Gotcha.
You'll get an extra Aerontil, which is that's okay. For people who are trying to farm for specific roles, I think that works. I still think Menagerie can be a relevant bit of content moving forward. I would love it if each and every season, Luke Smith talked about this in his director's cut, about them changing in-game game modes season to season. I would love it if Menagerie remained a constant game mode, but they changed the reward combinations each season. So imagine Shadowkeep comes out, Menagerie's still a thing. Maybe they add a new round or two or a new boss or something in there. But the combinations and the rewards that you can get for those combinations changes. Suddenly, completely new set of rewards that you can try to figure out the combination for. And they just do that each and every season, bringing back maybe stuff from D1, maybe some stuff from year 1 of Destiny 2 that's been missing for a while. I would like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. A great way to keep that bit of content relevant. But then again, I love Menagerie almost too much. So maybe that's just me. But either way, it's good to know that. Yeah, and it's good to know that they're keeping up with what they said before about making Menagerie more rewarding to run. I'm definitely on board with that. So yeah, community challenge next month. Make sure you do your part, like Starship Troopers. Would you like to know more? I'm doing my part. What else do we have as news this week? We got an Iron Banner coming up, don't we?
I believe, is it next week?
I think so, yeah, because this coming Tuesday is the 27th.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got an Iron Banner coming up with Double Valor once again.
27th through the 3rd.
Right, yeah. So this is going to be the second to last one of the season, I want to say, which means get your quest done. They nerfed down that hunter grenade step so you can get through that a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Shoot, if you made some progress on it, you might have auto completed it with how much they cut it down by. That's what happened with me. I got to cheat through that step. But looking forward to it. Iron Banner with a bunch of new players on PC should be interesting, to say the least. We'll see. We'll see how that plays out.
We have
something funny.
Go ahead.
I was going to say something funny that I had to mention. Solar Week's not a thing.
Nope.
Stop
not
asking about it. It doesn't exist. It's not real. I think DMG. Went ahead and put the nail in that coffin, basically saying, no, Solar Week doesn't exist. Just because something was in the game files doesn't always mean it's going to come to fruition. Yeah. So no more of that nonsense. What were you going to say then?
I was going to say, and sometimes the things that aren't in the game files, like cross-save, come to fruition. So
yeah,
have fun.
We'll take it.
Yeah, we also the 27th, that's 2 days away. If you're listening to this on the 25th, if not, the time has possibly already passed. You have a little bit of time to get your pins, to get some of the rewards when it comes to titles. So manage those appropriately if you can. Right,
yeah.
Yeah. So.
And also, Solstice of Heroes.
Yeah.
The end is coming in hot.
It's done soon.
We've got 2 days. Shoot, by the time you see this, Solstice of Heroes might be done. It's ending, of course, at Reset on August 27th. That's this coming Tuesday. You guys finish up your characters?
Yes, finally. That's why I took a vacation from Destiny.
Yeah. That's a good reason to. I know Nim finished his a while back. Mm-hmm. I think I've got my Titan left to do. I'm on my blue set of gear for the Titan.
Did everybody do Titan last?
I did.
Nope, I did my Hunter last.
Okay. Well, you're wrong, but okay.
As long as you got your Warlock done, it doesn't matter. The other two classes don't matter. Yeah, I think I got to blue on my Titan earlier today, and I think I should have enough time. I grabbed bounties and whatnot. Yeah. I should have enough bounties stored up between today and tomorrow to get the 50 bounties done.
Well,
I think that's the only hard time thing.
Yeah, even then you have all of the bounties from there are so many bounties in this game.
Yeah. For
you to go and complete, you could probably knock it out in 2 days if you haven't done the 50. And so it's
spider bounties, planetary
Werner,
vendor bounties.
You still have Werner bounties.
Yep.
You still have Callus bounties. You still have Dreaming City. You have Ada's bounties for the forges. You have Gambit Prime. You can do that easy. You just have to apply yourself. Eververse bounties that re-roll.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I think that might have been the only challenge that might, for some people, take more than 1 day to do because maybe they don't pick up all their bounties in 1 day.
Right.
But I should be good by the time Tuesday afternoon rolls around. My Titan should be looking pretty in his legendary armor set.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you're on your grind for that. You've got enough time. I would say even if you were to start right now with a green set of armor, you could probably still, if you put in a lot of time, get up to legendary. But you would need to make sure you grabbed every bounty from today and tomorrow.
Yeah, I think a buddy of mine went from nothing to done in 12 hours. Something like that on his Hunter. And that was on Saturday. So
that's a lot of time spent doing that stuff.
He was in comms in our Discord chat for that entire time, and we were like, "Hey, buddy, are you all right?
Are you alive?
And then he just responded today, and he's like, yeah, it's fine. I was just real sad for a while.
It's definitely a grind. I mean, granted, this is something that was meant to be done over the course of 3 weeks, and a lot of people are doing it in the course of a day or two, myself included. But it can be done. I would say, shoot, the worst parts of it are really, in my opinion, the 10 strikes, mini bosses. Yeah, the 10 gambit matches is the worst step, in my opinion. Having to do that is the worst, but it's the 10 strikes, 10 gambit matches. The 50 mini bosses goes by so quickly.
Yeah.
You can get that done in 2 or 3 runs of the EAC.
Yeah.
I'm actually really surprised that they're keeping the Solstice ending super early, considering, well, not early, but we still have a whole month of Destiny to go through, and they didn't extend the Solstice grind, especially considering, some people probably didn't have a whole lot of time because again, it's you have to spend quite some time on these gear sets for every character if they wanted to get the Sparrow.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the biggest thing that we have going on in September is just the 2 Iron Banners and rep boosters.
Well, we also have that patch that's coming to help with the Mountaintop quest.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
So, for me personally, after I take my 2 weeks off from Destiny, because I love you guys, I really do, but like that blue Titan set almost killed me.
It's a lot.
It was a lot.
That's how I felt with the Hunter.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, yeah, because you did 2 other characters too.
Yep.
Like,
I remember distinctly, like, when I got to the Hunter, like I had like a week in between finishing the Warlock and the Titan.
Right.
I took a week and I was like, all right, let's get this Hunter going. Yeah. Got the green and got the green done, like, within like a day, because it's not super hard. But then turned it in, and I just saw that stack of blues drop on the side of my screen, and I'm just like,
so sad.
I was just like, all right, so I'm just gonna Alt F4, and I'll see you later.
Yeah,
I'm done with this. Yeah.
I think it took about almost 2 weeks off from like doing anything Solstice related.
Yeah,
it is painful. Yeah,
I started dipping into Borderlands today just because I was like, I want to shoot stuff first person, but I can't do it in Destiny right now. I just can't.
No more of that.
And I know I have a grind ahead of me in order to get the rest of the pinnacle weapons for PvP. So I'm just taking a couple of weeks, gonna chill it on Destiny, and then come back and be like, okay, what do I need to do to get Luna's Howl? What do I need to do to get Mountaintop after the patch? What do I need to do to get Revoker? And try to knock those out. So,
because I mean, realistically, like, you don't want to go into Shadowkeep feeling burnout.
No,
Solstice and all this stuff. So, you really gotta pace yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's ideally, you want to be able to take that 2-week break before Shadowkeep comes out.
Yeah.
You want to be, and with all the games that are coming out in September, it's not like you're going to have a lack of temptation there. We've got Monster Hunter Iceborne. We've got Borderlands 3. There's so many different things coming out. And ideally, I want to be finished with Solstice. I want to be finished with most everything else, finish up the Iron Banner quest. And I just want to take 2 or 3 weeks off, play some other games, and be back, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for Shadowkeep when that comes out. The last thing you want to do is be burned out.
Right. I see Aura. He's not in here with us, but he's in the Twitch chat saying that he's on his Hunter's blue set now. So he's got a lot to catch up on. But Aura. I believe in you, bud.
Yeah. If you need somebody to hang out with you, on what is it? Is it Nessus? Knock out all those patrols. I offer my body as tribute, sir, but off stream.
Hey,
I can't do it on stream.
Twitch isn't that type of streaming platform yet.
Yeah.
Quick shout out. Cool guy. One of my favorite people in the Destiny 2 community is in the chat. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. And man, with the patrols, skip the kills, skip the collections, scans only.
Yeah, scans are definitely. Which, by the way, or again, like I will offer my body up to you, just like Dan, just to make that go quicker. Because I did it with a friend, and we did that on Titan.
Yeah,
that's the way to do it.
We just had somebody stand, well, because we had to on Titan for the Warlock.
For the Warlock, yeah.
It's so bad.
I mean, it was super quick because we just went in. He was in Siren's Watch, and I was in the rig, and we just bounced off those patrols, and we would re-roll them if we didn't get the ones that we needed. So
and do your heroic events there. It was yeah. And he corrected me. He's like, patrols are on the EDZ. It was a long time ago, man. It was so long ago. I've lived several lives in between the time that I started the Hunter set and when I ended the Titan set. It was so sad. Okay, moving on.
It's a lot to go through. It is, but you can do it. Like I went through all of the blue armor on my Warlock in one day, in like a good 4-hour period. So you can do it, Aura. I believe in you, brother. You can get that stuff. And thankfully, in order to get the Triumph, I think you don't even have to like. You can masterwork it after Solstice goes away and still get the Triumph, right?
Yeah. Because the Moments of Triumph go until the 17th of September.
Right.
Yeah.
And to build off what Nim was saying there, I found it a little bit weird too that they like extended Moments of Triumph, but Solstice is still ending in like 2 days.
Yeah.
So we've got like a whole month of nothing before Shadowkeep. I mean, the Solstice ending in a couple days was fine when Shadowkeep was coming out on like the 17th. But it's a little weird that they didn't extend that event, but I'm sure there was some reason on the back end for why they couldn't do it. Get it done, people. Only got a few days left.
We believe in you.
One big thing. What's that?
Oh, I was just saying, we believe in you.
We do. We absolutely believe in you. Now, one big thing I wanted to take some time to talk about, of course, was the Inside Xbox live stream. We mentioned this in passing a little bit earlier, but in particular, I wanted to talk about the artifact system that we got to see on display at Inside Xbox, because, of course, artifacts are going to be things that you receive at the beginning of a season when Shadowkeep goes live. You're going to work to upgrade them over the course of a season by, I don't know, completing challenges or whatever. And as you upgrade them, you unlock very special artifact perks that are going to have a pretty serious effect on the game. We actually got to see a few of those mods at the Inside Xbox live stream. There was like 1 or 2 that interact with finishers, and they do some pretty crazy stuff. Like the one that basically costs half your super, but always drops heavy for your teammates. Yo, I'll sacrifice half my super to do that.
Yeah, there's that. What else was there? There was Thundercoil. Yeah, it's a couple of the finishers and artifacts mods. And this is looking at the Reddit post by Emblem771 Kyle. Heavy finisher grants heavy ammo, requires 1/2 of your super energy. Thundercoil grants bonus damage for all your arc melee abilities and refunds super energy on finisher final blows. Anti-barrier rounds. Shield-piercing rounds designed to bypass combatant defenses, strong against barrier champions. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Overload rounds. Oppressive darkness, causing damage with a void grenade, adds a weaken effect on enemies. That's
cool as hell.
Suppression,
yeah, that's really cool. That's almost like having a grenade version of a tractor cannon in a sense.
It's kind of like slagging in Borderlands 2.
It is.
Yeah,
a little bit,
you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Blast them with that element, give them that debuff. I like it. It's cool though.
So one of the interesting things about these artifacts that really has my interest piqued is that they're describing that the soft cap in Destiny 2 Shadowkeep is going to be 950.
Yeah.
You get to 960 by completing pinnacle activities. And that's going to give you like that extra boost that will cap you at 960. But the seasonal artifact can get you pretty much up and beyond that.
Yes.
And I think they said it was like almost an indefinite amount of power that you could get with the seasonal artifact. Like I heard that there was no cap on that.
I wouldn't say. Yeah, I saw that popping up around too. Infinite powers. We've got unlimited power levels now.
How's that gonna work?
I think somebody screen capped or something showing the artifact itself, and like they worked out how much the artifact in the video was upgraded versus how much it can max out at, and I think it was like 14 or 12 out of 40 something. So
That's interesting.
I'm going to be a bit more realistic and say it's probably not unlimited power level.
Yeah.
It's probably going to cap out at about 1,000. Like once you've gotten you maybe up to 960, that might be the hard cap on light. And then when you get a maxed out artifact, it's probably going to give you like another 30 to 40 to push you up to 1,000.
Yeah. Now, one of the things to like remember with this is that these artifacts are seasonal. So if you're relying on the artifact to get to a certain power level, once the season is over, that artifact is going to go away. You're going to get a new one, and if you're whatever your gear score is at, that's what power level you're going to be at.
Yeah.
Right. And I like it. You know, Luke Smith in his director's cut last week talked a bit about how they want the artifacts to kind of be an alternative way for, we'll say, non-sweaty in-game players to gain power. Yeah. And so the way it's kind of supposed to work is that you can get up to 950, maybe even 960 by running raids and whatnot. But if you're not somebody who runs a raid, you can just level up your artifact over the course of a season. It's going to require that you play over the course of that season, and that's still going to push you up into near in-game levels of power. You'll only be able to get to the absolute max light, the absolute max power level by playing in-game content like raids, whatever the new in-game event is going to be, and while simultaneously leveling up your artifact. But you'll be able to get in-game adjacent just by playing. And I think that's cool.
And I think this is a kind of like a solution to one of the things that we've been talking about for the longest time is that pinnacle activities such as raids and stuff like that, they don't feel as impactful as one would hope they would, because you can pretty much reach max power currently by doing whatever you want in the game.
Yeah.
But with this, it's like, sure, you can get to the 960 with the raids, but for the people that don't do that, they're going to go back down in power level when the seasonal artifact runs out. So it also kind of gives that incentivizer. It's like, shit, if I really want to be this power level by the time the next season comes around, I kind of need to go run
that content.
Run that content. Yeah. So that's really neat that they're doing that. I think that's really cool. But I'll say some of the I remember hearing one of the designers in the Vidoc saying that some of these mods are going to get pretty wild, which that giving up half your super for heavy is pretty insane. Yeah,
I'll take it.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. I will say that I can't wait to get my hands on it. I do miss the artifacts of old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to make friends? You want to punch a buddy and make a friend?
No,
you have no idea. So okay, that one's fun, right? That one's fun. But the one that I really, 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 really miss the most is deflecting with swords.
The sword one, yeah. That was so stupid. It was such a stupid ability. Oh no, Nova Bomb. You thought debated.
You can do that now though. If you're sliding as a Titan.
Good luck. I remember, like, I have so many clips on my PS4 of me deflecting Nova Bombs, Golden Guns, Gjallarhorn shots in PvP.
Oh man,
hammers. It was such a fun exotic. But yeah, I really,
I was gonna say almost to the point where, like, I wish that was just an intrinsic part of swords.
Right. Yeah.
What a way to get people to use swords. Make the block reflect things.
Or at least have a specific exotic sword that does that.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, the artifacts sound like they're gonna bring a lot of crazy powers with them.
Have you guys seen the stitched together moon map yet?
Yeah. Like,
I haven't. No.
Good look
I'm
at
gonna pop it over on the screen right now. So this is from another Reddit user. Their name is It's Danny1.
Yep.
And they did the Thunderlord's work by taking all of the screenshots from the Xbox inside Xbox stream
Okay.
and
Yeah.
stitched it together to show you the size of the map going
Wow,
forward.
that's awesome.
Yeah, so Sorrow's Harbor, that wasn't there before, right?
That was not there before.
So that's like the new spot.
Yeah.
You'll also notice that on the map there are a couple of spaces that have Vex heads on them for the season.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
I wonder if that's the new activity.
There's 2 of them, so it would seem that
Yeah.
way, but who knows? So very interesting stuff there. I don't know.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Yeah, so but we all know that like some of the depth of the map came from actually going underground. So
Yeah, I was about to say that there's another layer to that. All
Yeah.
of the inside of like the Hellmouth and the Temple of Crota.
yeah,
I was gonna, I'm wondering if like all of those landscapes are still gonna be in the game. Like, are we gonna be able to go to the World's Grave and all of that?
Although
would
those
hope
have
so.
been in the screenshots in the press
Really?
kits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see the World's Grave in there.
Yep.
Ooh, I like it. And like with the map here, in addition to the weird Vex activity, I do believe that's probably going to be whatever the in-game activity for Season of the Undying is going to be. Of course, we see the red thing. Those are the nightmares. Those are the spooky red nightmare activities, which, as Nim put up before, I think is probably going to work kind of like the way the Baron hunts do now with Forsaken. That was a really good system to kind of revitalize the heroic adventures that nobody was doing with Forsaken, and I think that's probably going to be how the nightmare hunts work. They'll just be their own kind of little short adventure like the Baron hunts with special modifiers. Of course, we've got a strike. That's I think it's called the Scarlet Keep. I want to say they showed it off in the inside Xbox thing. And even just taking a look at the little things on the map, we got a bunch of new lost sectors in the moon. So it's not just going to be the moon map of old. They've revitalized it. Yeah, you're going to be able to head back to places like Sanctuary, the Anchor of Light, Archer's Line, which is that's my home. I'm back to my helium filament circle in Archer's Line, listening to the calming clicks of Thrall in the background. It's not just going to be the same old moon that you know. There's plenty of new stuff shoved onto the map here. Super psyched by it.
Hell yeah, should be interesting. I'm stoked. I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
right.
I can't wait.
It looks good. We also got to see a couple of exotics, right?
Yes, we saw an exotic for the Titans for the bottom tree for their sunspots.
Right.
We saw an exotic for the hunters. The helmet, I can't remember the name. Assassin's Veil?
I don't know if it's Veil.
Assassin's Cowl, I want to say. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. The Assassin's Cowl.
Okay.
This is an exotic that comes with the ability Vanishing Execution. Defeating a guardian with a melee attack or a combatant with a finisher grants invisibility and restores a portion of health and shields. Neat. So slap things everywhere. Interesting to note there that it just says for PvP, for defeating a guardian, it just needs to be a normal melee attack. You do not need a melee charge. That's cool. I'll take that.
Yeah, that's really awesome. And we saw one for the warlocks as well, but that one's not in like a proper screenshot like the other ones. This is in the Bungie.net website for the information for Shadowkeep. It looks like it's a chess piece for the warlocks. And looking at the animation, it looks like it's based on a like a rift exotic.
Oh no.
Oh my.
I mean, warlocks don't generally have great history with chest piece rift-based exotics.
Is it called the Puddle Keeper?
Well, got to keep your puddles stacked, man. You got to keep them stacked.
The Super
as long
Splash?
As it does more than the other ones, the Sanguine Alchemy or whatever it's called.
Yeah, and that one's pretty useful. I don't know about Vesper of Radius though.
We just don't talk about that one.
Yeah,
pretend it doesn't exist. But yeah, so what did the Titan exotic do? I don't remember what that one does.
I'd have to bring up the press kit here, but if I'm not if I remember, it had something to do with the sunspots. I think the
oh yeah, it doubles the amount of time your ability, the sunspot ability stays active. Sun
I
Warrior,
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
which is lower. It greatly reduces your cooldowns when you stand in a sunspot as a Titan, and then when you step out of the sunspot, you have like 4 seconds or so before it disappears. This doubles that amount of time and grants those benefits to anyone else who stands in your sunspot.
That's it.
Finally,
that's the one.
Bottom Tree Sunbreaker getting some love. That's Bottom Tree, right?
Yeah. It's called the Phoenix Cradle. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
Hey, remember when Sunbreaker Titans used to have the Sun Charge, which is now known as the Bottom Tree Striker Titans?
Once upon a time, way back in the day. Oof. Mm.
Kind of miss that. That felt good.
A little bit. Although, good lord, Bottom Tree Striker is still so good.
It's so
Stupid.
broken.
It's so
Stupidly powerful class.
Arc Day and Solstice,
Oof.
Bottom Tree Strikers. Oh my god.
Yeah, I
Oh,
guess
they
you
would have
just
a
get to have your
field day.
super for half an hour. That's
Yeah.
fine.
They would
That's
have a field day with that.
If you're man at
Enjoy.
arms, you put on the Peregrine Greaves and wrecked face.
It's good stuff. I'm gonna kind of miss that when Solstice is gone. Not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna kind of miss some of the 30-minute striker rampages and like the 5-minute golden guns. It's gonna be. We're gonna go back to kind of an overall quieter Crucible once Solstice of Heroes is gone, and I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna
Quiet
miss it.
until like the first minute goes by. Then you got supers and
And,
heavy.
I keep my super mod strapped forever.
I mean, same, but you know. We also saw that one exotic void rocket launcher in the trailer that looks really interesting.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It looks like I don't know, the effect that we saw, it almost makes it look like it throws like little mini Nova bombs.
Was that the one that Professor Broman was like, Void Yellerhorn?
Yeah,
Is that okay?
that's
All right.
it.
Yep. Okay.
It looks interesting. I can't wait to see what it does because I'm all about those void weapons.
And we could use another exotic rocket launcher in the game.
Yeah.
Truth is feeling a little lonely right now as the only exotic rocket launcher I use. Sorry, Wardcliffe. Wardcliffe, you've killed me one too many times.
Oh my god.
Granted, Truth kills me just as much as Wardcliffe ever did, because absolutely every single time I'm aiming at something, some random Draegr thrall will get down, Mr. President, my target, and blow me up. But still.
It's coming in, sir.
That's right. Get down. God, I love Truth. But all right, what other news did we have this week? We've kind of got through a lot. Cross save is in the wild.
Cross
PC
save
migration. Got the artifacts. Got the inside Xbox.
Yeah. Trying to think.
I don't know.
That might be it.
I think we covered most of the like the big stuff.
Yeah.
Yo, Recluse put void weapons on the map this season.
No kidding, yeah.
Good lord, Recluse is good. What a ridiculously fantastic weapon. And something in the director's cut worried me a little bit. Maybe I'm being a little too paranoid, but
Okay. Well, what was it? What was it that made you
Luke
paranoid?
Smith was talking about pinnacle weapons, and he specifically mentioned Crucible pinnacle weapons being good in Crucible, and then questionably good in PvE.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Which ended up being PvE pinnacle weapons.
Yeah.
Good.
I hope that don't mean my itsy bitsy little spider is about to get a big old can of raid to the face.
You know it's coming.
Like,
it is.
Yeah.
Not even the spray. We're talking the raid grenade just tossed at it, bopping my mountaintop and my Recluse. Please don't. I would consider it a personal favor if you didn't nerf those weapons into the ground, Bungie. Please. Good lord, please. But yeah, well, we're going to move on to get some audience questions going on.
Sure. Sounds good. We have a couple currently, and I'm copying and pasting them as fast as I can. As fast as I can.
And you're so slow.
I know, I'm a child. We have M. Mills asks, cross save was a little rocky. Does that make you guys nervous about October 1st and the start on Steam?
I will say this about
Yes.
cross save. I mean, we've known that for almost every big content release, things for the most part are, I don't want to say a shit show, but like, I mean, let's look back towards Tapers and Rise of Iron.
Yeah.
I'll say cross save. I honestly don't think it was as rocky as a lot of people are making it.
No.
Yeah. It's that I can't imagine how incredibly complex it must have been on the back end of things.
It's still gotta be. It's still gotta be. If it's affecting other things like screen bound sizes and stuff.
It was accessible.
Yeah.
It was accessible within the day.
Yeah, you know, for the most part, the 404 issues lasted about an hour or two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good launch for something as comprehensive as activating cross save on accounts that have existed for years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's a bit of magic that they worked.
I would have said if it was like 2 or 3 days, sure, I would have considered that rocky. But I really think that the cross save was a really successful deployment of it.
Well, they also had like a maintenance beforehand, right?
They did,
and like they extended it out, but they were very clear and communicative about that change. So I don't know. I feel like for me, even with that light change, it was still pretty accessible. I ate a sandwich and waited half an hour before I waded into the pool. It was fun.
I went to work, came back, boom, bada bing.
It was ready, right?
And I agree with something Joey in chat is actually saying. Way better for them to launch it right now than to do it on the day one release of Shadowkeep.
Right.
Holy that would have been an apocalyptic nightmare. I'm still expecting some jank between the transfer from BattleNet to Steam. That's where I'm expecting real problems to show up. And,
dude, I can already imagine Steam crashing. So many people are trying to log in, trying to download Destiny 2.
Like transferring your account day one of the release on Steam, as well as trying to access Shadowkeep, as well as trying to activate cross save. Yeah, that would have been a nightmare if they had waited till then. I think overall they did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
All things considered.
Desmeraldo, question: What subclass will you start the Shadowkeep experience with?
That's a good question. I'm definitely starting on Warlock. That's going to be my main class. Subclass, I'm not sure. Like for the past couple of updates, it's been my Cataclysm Voidlock because that's just so good for PvE.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but I have no idea. I really don't know. Did they already make the change to Vortex, Nova Bomb?
I don't know.
Aren't they going to be buffing the damage on that? Didn't they say they were going to do that?
Was that announced?
I thought they mentioned something about buffing Vortex because nobody uses it over Cataclysm. Maybe that already happened.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I haven't heard anything about it, but I know I'm going to be going in there as a Void Boy Warlock for sure. Probably not going to be Nova Warp because I feel like with the changes coming soon, I feel like it's probably going to go back to being what it was when they nerfed it in a sense because it's already like kind of squishy to kill.
Yeah,
kind of. If you pop it in the wrong time, so I feel like it's probably not going to be as good as it is now.
Because they're changing the damage resistance of roaming supers.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope they don't touch Spectral Blades and Nova Warp. They probably are, but I hope they don't because those class and Golden Gun. Good Lord, Golden Gun's already paper thin.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've already mentioned that roaming supers as a whole are going to get touched. So, yeah.
Granted, they need it.
They do.
They're a little too strong. That's too much armor to have in PvP right now.
Yeah.
But definitely Cataclysm for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be.
I want a reason to
Strider.
Which one?
Probably Top Tree for me currently. going in to Shadowkeep. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to make some builds around that, and I like the middle tree in PvP. I think that's like that's a solid way to go for me, because I'm not really striking so much as I'm defending with the Twirly Boy.
Right.
I feel you.
Yeah, the top and the bottom trees. I enjoy the top tree quite a bit when it comes to Arcstrider, and yeah, having double grenades is pretty great when I'm able to put Shinobu's Vow on. So that's probably where I'll be going come Shadowkeep.
Not a bad choice. You know, every time I'm in PvP and an Arcstrider pops their super and they have middle tree on, I always get caught by surprise because I never expect it.
Yeah.
I just expect them to start dancing, so I whip out my shotgun or whatever I'm hitting them with, and I start firing away. And if they just start doing their little Jedi nonsense and throwing it back at me, it always catches me by surprise. Especially now that I've been back on the Merciless run in PvP, because it's such a good fusion rifle, and I enjoy using it. It's a decent weapon for super killing. It's one of the few things. But I'm either with that or Lord of Wolves, and that's a good way to get yourself killed if you do that against an Arcstrider who doubles as being Obi-Wan Kenobi. Good way to get killed. I need to start playing with that in PvP.
I think it also largely depends to what kind of sandbox changes we're going to see once Shadowkeep goes live. Because I mean, if they make a change, that sounds good enough to play with from the get go. That's going to be a like you mentioned, if they end up buffing Vortex on the bottom tree Voidwalker, that would be great, because I mean, realistically speaking, the only thing that you can benefit from that right now is just Devour.
Just Devour.
Yeah.
Which, granted, is going to work amazing once we get Armor 2.0 and the ability to fully customize our builds. You're looking at basically 100% uptime for your melees and your grenades.
Yeah.
Once that rolls around, which is fantastic, but that's the only reason to use the Vortex tree, and that's kind of sad.
For sure.
S. Barry asks, what would you do to make Guardians care about a return of factions? Future War Cult for life.
Give them new stuff.
Yep.
All you have to do. Give them bounties and give them new gear.
Yep. Give them class exotics. Class exotics.
My man.
Have them stick around. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah, bring back the system of leveling up your factions. Put a class exotic at rank 50, maybe an exotic ship or something in the loot pool there. Good to go. People
Future War Cult bounties.
Yep.
Yep.
I'll take it.
Whole nine.
To earn their tokens or whatever. I'll do that. That works.
I've always wanted to see a instance of faction rallies where they have like their own. Sorry for the doggos in the back, by the way. They're wild today. Where they would have like their own separate like playlist in Crucible, and depending what faction you pledge yourself to, whoever wins the most or whatever that may be, tie that to the faction rally. It's almost like an event type of thing, and at the end of that, see who comes on top and
3v3
whatnot.
Yeah. I always
3v3 in the EAZ when.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. That's already got the verticality for an insane big team battle kind of game.
That would be fucking stupid. It would be fun.
A little bit.
It would be fun, but I just know I've seen some windows where somebody would be like, "What's up, buddy? Nobody can see me up here. No one. Not a single person."
Yeah, definitely. I always kind of wondered why the faction rallies didn't have their own sort of competition, PvP mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next question.
Jar Venus asks, community challenge, thoughts?
I don't want to deal with all those override frequencies. I don't want to do that.
Well, Aura pointed out in chat earlier that if you've been working on it and you have stems, you're going to be okay. Yeah. You're going to be all right. It's just you're going to have to put in the work.
So I hate to be the Debbie Downer here.
Do you? Do you?
I
do. I do. I think this is the first community challenge that they're doing like this, which is cool, and that's neat. as an individual, this does not reflect the views of TBL, Dan, or Planet Destiny.
Oh, you know what?
What if I
Before you even
wanted to
say
reflect
it,
them?
I'll commit to it. It does reflect my views. Whatever he said, 100%.
All right.
I'll await judgment.
I don't care for the emblem for the amount of stuff that you got to kill.
Yeah,
even as a
I
community.
stick with it.
I'll
I
subscribe.
stick with my statement. 100% represents me.
Yeah. So I think since this is the beginning of thank you, Aura. It reflects his views too. Appreciate you, bud.
Yeah.
I think it's really awesome that they're starting the first community challenges and to see how players react to this and whatnot. I just don't feel as incentivized enough to go do that many stuff. And don't get me wrong, Escalation Protocol itself is a fantastic ability. Activity. It's great, but I am not gonna use that emblem.
So I have a way to make it spicier for next time. One of two choices. Right? Depending on which planet gets the most, right?
Okay.
Increased vault space.
Oh my god.
Increased clan roster. I threw down a match. I'm gonna watch the community explode. Let's see what happens.
That's a little bit better than an emblem and an extra reward from Menagerie, my dude. I gotta say, yeah, I would. Oh my god, I'd be all over that. Even if it was just like 10 extra spaces in your vault.
10 extra spaces, like 50 extra people in your clan.
On it. So one thing, like, I mean, realistically speaking, one thing that would probably motivate me to do something like this is to take the Escalation Protocol armor and give it an ornament.
Ooh, yeah, that would be cool.
That is something that if it would look amazing enough, I would go out there and I would get a group of 3 or 9 or 6 or whatever and work towards that community challenge. Because I think having again, just I don't know, the emblem is just kind of, to me, meh.
Yeah.
And you're going to be running Escalation Protocol, the activity as it is, so you may as well reward the people who do it with an ornament reflecting that community challenge. So and that's
I really get the feeling that this community challenge was, the nicest way to put this, a last minute idea. I get the feeling this is something they came up with within the last month or two, knowing that that Shadowkeep was going to get delayed until October 1st. So this is just something, because this is starting on what, 3rd?
Yeah.
So is that when this is starting and going until the 10th? I want to say. So it's a week. I get the feeling this is something they just came up with and decided, oh well, that'll be fun for people to do to keep them busy, while they wait an extra couple of weeks for Shadowkeep to come out. So I'm not surprised that the reward is kind of lackluster with just an emblem there. I would, if it was going to be an emblem, make it an animated emblem. Like, you can. Something a bit better than that lackluster reward right there. I'd shoot. Either of you guys' suggestions, getting an ornament for the Escalation Protocol armor would be fantastic. Getting extra vault space and extra clan roster, even more fantastic.
Yeah.
But I do understand that this is probably kind of a last minute thing that they came up with.
Gotta keep them busy. Borderlands is launching in September.
Oh shit. No!
Black looks really fun.
Yeah. And it kind of gives players that, hey, I was there with the community and I did this. Yeah. And now I have this sick armor ornament to show off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would have been cool.
But anyways, that's my thought. Right now, it's a cool idea, kind of meh.
Needs a better reward.
Yeah.
Because I definitely like the idea of community challenges. That's cool.
Absolutely.
Dig that. But Coffee 9 asks, do you think crossplay will ever be viable in D2, if in Bungie's plans at all, given the differences between how console plays versus PC?
Sure, if capital R reasons get with the program,
So there's a funny thing that happened in the Forge the other day. A buddy of mine was Forge farming on PC, and he turned on PlayStation. Or no, he was doing it on PlayStation. He went to play on PC, and it kicked him out of PlayStation, like it would, right?
Yeah.
But it started acting like it was going to load him into the previously abandoned activity. So either that's some weirdness or some of that foundation's already there.
I mean, because you can see what activity on Bungie.net is like the last thing
Right.
you run. So I'm assuming the game would try to like pair you back up into that.
Which it does, yeah.
The problem with crossplay is that console players, and this is not like an elitist thing, this is a factual thing.
Hit them with
console
Guys.
players would have such a hard time against the PC players because not only are you limited to the 30 FPS on console, you're limited to a smaller field of view. And trust me when I tell you that makes an incredible difference. The sandboxes on either one of those platforms are incredibly different. And until like Sony or Xbox can put out a console that can handle 60 frames or higher and let you fuck around with the FOV, it's going to be a huge disadvantage of a playing field.
Yeah. And I mean, I could see the argument for non-PvP game modes. Like, why not strikes? Why not daily story missions and stuff like that? Raids. Even then, it'd be a little wonky because like you're going to be moving at 30, everybody else moving at 60, which already happens on PC. If you like tab out of the game, that happens. So there's not too much of a problem there, but like certainly not with PvP. Like you don't want that. you very much do not want cross-platform, at least between PC and the consoles. Xbox and PS4 absolutely should happen. 100% should happen. Like,
that would be cool. Yeah, because I mean, as far as the I see Dudum Lost 21 in chat here says that mouse and keyboard have more maneuverability than controller, which they do. But as someone who plays on PC with a controller, I can handle myself on in a quick play like fairly decent enough to like not really have to worry about that. Granted, of course, they are going to have the MNK players have a more precision over someone like me that uses a controller, but honestly, it's the technical side of things that's just the difference. I want to say the biggest drawback.
Yeah, the difference between that frame rate and that FOV alone is massive there. And another thing Hunter brought up there in the chat is, as has been seen for some strange reason with this game's code, FPS affects a lot of things in this game, including sometimes the damage of certain abilities. So they've got some bugs to work out.
Dr. Jones says that, all in all, I think people give way more credit to PC trouncing console players. Fortnite has proved that there are killer console players. Okay, so but my counter argument to that is that Fortnite, if I'm not mistaken, both on console and PC, they play at the same frame rate, and it's all a universal field of view.
Yeah, but Dr. Jones, absolutely. Like you can play on a PC with a controller and do just fine.
Yeah.
It's not to the point where like you can't compete. No, you can compete just fine. A lot of great PvP players out there do just fine with controller. Aura in chat right there is one of them.
Yep.
Yeah. 20,000 kills on an air intel. Nuts. Aura, you're crazy.
That's a lot of kills, bro.
Dad, I need your loadout.
Hand me the dad weapon. Look him in my hand.
Hellmoon22 asks, in the final question of the evening, pat yourselves on the backs, boys. Since Bungie said that they want to move the world forward, do you see the Dreaming City curse ending, even though there are activities tied to it?
They had a different definition when they meant that of the world moving forward. Because in the sense that they were talking about, that is what we were discussing earlier on, is that when Shadowkeep campaigns end, that launches Season of the Undying, and that'll have a conflict and resolution. And once that resolution comes around, that's going to directly bring you into season 9 or whatever it's going to be. So that's the sense of the world moving forward that they're talking about. I think that, like how they did with Destiny 1, at some point when Destiny 2 is already kind of like dying out, they'll start removing activities, how they removed Trials and Iron Banner, which is what I think Luke was alluding to in the Gambit or Gambit Prime, because there is confirmation that both of those game modes are going to exist throughout Destiny's Year 3.
So they couldn't make a decision. They couldn't figure out which one to axe.
They both need a rework if they're going to keep one or the other.
Yeah,
badly.
Yeah, so I definitely agree. When it comes to the content in the world moving forward, that was definitely more in reference to the stuff coming forward. I mean, that's why Luke even specifically mentioned stuff like the Forges, the Reckoning as being permanent game modes. They will go away eventually. 100% agree with that. By the time D3 is getting ready to come out, you're going to start seeing some of that stuff fall by the wayside. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, I'd like to see a conclusion to the Dreaming Cities Curse storyline. You know, they've hinted at it darn well enough times. I'd like to see something happen there, but who knows?
There's a lore entry in the Truth to Power where they and again, take this with a grain of salt, because the Truth to Power stuff is all over the place, and we don't know if it's all true or not.
Right.
But there's one of the last entries in there says that in order to end the Dreaming City curse, you have to go into the Shattered Throne solo at they say light level, not power level for some reason, but they say light level 999 and kill Dolan Karu to end the Dreaming City curse. So again, grain of salt.
Artifacts might happen.
Yeah.
Grain of salt.
Yeah,
I think I saw the Bite video on that, and he said that could be possibly a trap.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to that storyline, that would be pretty interesting.
That'd be interesting what they're going to do with that, for sure.
Yeah. So I'm for it. Like,
me too.
I want to see what happens with Uldren. I want to see what we're already curse breakers, right? So should the curse be
broken?
Yeah,
One would think.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. The feeling that I get is that each season is going to lead into the next, based on the director's cut. So it's going to be episodic. It's going to be your Marvel movies of Destiny game. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked on it. It should be fun.
We already had half of all of our accounts across platforms. Thanos snapped away, so we're in the end game now.
He was inevitable.
Yeah. Hey man, if cross save was inevitable, good. It's about time he got here. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that was the last question we had, right?
Bop. You were right.
We're good to go. You all have made it through yet another episode of the Planet Destiny podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. This has been a ton of fun. We are living in a post-cross-save world, and I could not be happier. It feels so good to be able to take my favorite character just wherever I want and no longer have to worry about the grind that is going through Destiny's base story. Then it goes with Osiris, then Warmind. Granted, Warmind takes literally 30 minutes. Forsaken, and all of that kind of stuff. Now I can just have my PC player across all platforms. I can play with whoever I want. Fantastic change. We're so excited for the future of this. And I'm telling you guys, when Destiny 2 New Light comes out, that's going to be the final piece of this puzzle here. We're going to have a lot of new players coming in, and it's looking pretty good for the future. But all right, guys, that is going to be it for this one. Before we get on out of here, of course, we're going to let you know where you can find us all across the internet, starting with our gracious producer, Mr. Danfinity. Where you at, buddy?
Oh, hi, guys. My name's Danfinity. I am on Twitter and Instagram. At Danfinity, but the I's are L's. I'm out of practice. Oh my god, what happened? You can also find me 4 days a week on Twitch, twitch.tv/Danfinity, where the I's are eyes. We just wrapped up Side Quest Sunday for the second season this week with Jopa Wrights, a current Planet Destiny writer. I can't even talk, man. I can't even. Yeah, so did that. Destiny Digest is up on all your podcast platforms of choice for your little 5-minute tidbits of Destiny news each day. And yeah, that's all I got right here. So I love you guys. That's it.
Right on. Danfinity to Mixer when? When is that sponsorship deal coming through?
Nah, kid. That ain't working.
that ain't it, Chief.
That ain't it. I got nothing against Mixer. It's a fine platform. Anybody who produces for Mixer is awesome. I'm all for it. It's just, for me, doesn't make sense.
Yo, let's start the platform wars right now.
They started long
hates
ago.
Mixer. Spread it. Yo, Nim, where you at, man?
Twitter.com/nemplays and twitch.tv/nemplays. Going to be playing some of that hot and spicy Remnant from the Ashes until Borderlands 3 comes out. Yeah. We're going to
Almost time.
Yeah, it's almost time, dude. I'm super hyped. Going to be trying streaming that. I hate streaming sometimes. So,
okay.
Context.
What's going on?
Context. A couple of nights ago when I bought the game, I set up OBS and everything, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a short stream to see how the game performs while playing it, because I'm doing it straight through PC.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 hours went by incredibly great. Game looked fine, absolutely no issues. So I was like, all right, everybody, I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock 10 o'clock coming out. The day of, every single problem that I could have happened. Streamed, crash, encoding, overload, internet went down, computer reset and crashed on itself several times. I was just so frustrated that day. So I'm gonna try. God damn it.
I see you've streamed video games before. I had the same issue. I had issues today too, man. It just comes with it every once in a while.
It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
The beauties of the job. Gotta love it. Whenever you make a solid plan, that's a wonderful stream setup you've got there. Be a shame if something were to happen to it, says Windows Update right as you hit live.
Breaks every window.
That was another one.
Yep. I was there for that one. You had to update.
Yeah.
This is our live. This is true first world problems.
Dude.
Yeah.
Well, my name is the Black Link. You can find me pretty much everywhere on the internet: Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Mixer, all at the Black Link. This week we'll be finishing up our Solstice grind. I may be doing some more Final Fantasy XIV live streams as well. And man, I kind of wish the Modern Warfare Alpha was going on. I played a lot of that this weekend. Really blown away by what Infinity Ward is doing with the next Call of Duty game. Cannot wait for that to go into beta, because the moment it does, I'm going to be streaming it on my channel, so make sure you check me out there. Of course, we'll also be making our weekly videos on the Planet Destiny YouTube channel. But all right, I do believe that is it for this one. That is episode 210 of the Planet Destiny podcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next week. Bye, everybody.